All right, it's locked and it's loaded. We got the coop in the house. Like, you guys, I am saying when I tell you that this human being brings energy and heat into the big dome, I am telling you that she brings energy and she brings heat. And she helps a lot of people become extremely successful and extremely happy in the space of network marketing, multi-level marketing, social retail, whatever the flip you want to call it. But I don't want to share too much with you. So I'm going to let her introduce herself. So hello, Miss Coop. Thank you so much for being here today.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to be here. Michelle, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
You guys, I honestly, when Michelle wanted to bring me on her podcast, I was like, I was so honored because I probably don't even need to tell y'all, but sister is crushing right now. Like literally, she is crushing life, crushing business. She's inspiring so many of us. And I imagine because she's had some experience in the profession, she is inspiring people all over the place, and not just where we are building right now, but just all over the place because she wants everyone to be successful, and also with their fitness. She's inspiring people there too. So thank you for what you do. I think we're realizing more and more that we have a lot in common, don't we?
Yes, a lot in common. Like, look at your arms. Hello, Miss Sexy. We both have a fitness background in teaching. That would be a fun little something we could do together, right?
Oh my God, that would be scary for people.
so so
So,
so
oh,
Jen, like, how did you get started in this crazy space of, what's your story? I can't even begin to think about what you used to do prior to doing this because it just fits you so well.
it's funny that you say that what we do now fits me so well because unlike you probably are a lot smarter than me. In fact, I see Ashley's on here too. Hi guys, welcome. Hey, if you're tuning in, make sure that you say hello. We'd love to connect with you, but you guys are probably a lot smarter than me. I was not, you say I'm cut out for it. I was adamantly opposed to the idea of network marketing. And I'll tell you just a little bit about my background. My name is Jen Cooper. For those of you I haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet, I have been in the sales profession, gosh, over 20 years now, over 20 years of the vast majority of that time, I've been earning six figures or more. And I'll tell you though, it didn't start out that way. I was one of those people. Have any of you guys ever begun sales and you were really excited about what you had and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to kill it. And then you get out there and you realize nobody wants to talk to me. Like nobody wants to hear from me. I was in the medical profession and literally, I swear to God, I went on dozens of grueling interviews. Some of y'all network marketers in here, like, they don't want to buy my face cream. And I'm like, and you want to go like curl up in a ball and cry. I'm telling you, I've been kicked out of operating rooms, okay? For nuts. Like I have been like anytime there's like little red tape there, I'm like, oh, what's on the other side of that? And like I was always pushing the envelope. But before I even had the opportunity to do that, I went through dozens of grueling interviews to get in the pharmaceutical industry. And I was like, and honestly, it was because I was a broke kid. I was working three jobs. I still couldn't pay my rent. And I'm like, oh my God, me and my cat are going to end up on the streets. Like I didn't have a boyfriend. I was like, what am I going to do with myself? And I was waitressing all week long. And somebody was like, gosh, you'd be really good in medical sales. And I'm like, what is that? Like, I don't even know what that is. Is that like a drug dealer? Like, what are they telling me to do? And so the only reason I even went into to try and get a job in the medical field was because someone else believed I would be good at it. Think about that for a second, friends. Some of you, and I might bounce around a little bit, but I just want to share some moments that I hope will help you as you're trying to continue to accelerate your business and accelerate your life. I literally would never have thought that I could do that And because somebody put the bug in my ear. Remember, I thought they were like, they want me to be a drug dealer. I didn't even know what they were talking about. Some of you are sitting in your business right now and you've got some super studs in your network. Like you're building your network marketing business and you are excited about what you have. And you're like, oh no, this person, I know them, but they make too much money. They wouldn't be interested. Or gosh, they would be so good, but they wouldn't want to do something like this. You are literally, you could be the person that literally down the road, their life is completely, the trajectory is changed because you believed they would be good at it. And they don't know otherwise. Like I didn't know otherwise when I was a broke, heartbroken, like going nowhere in life, like waitress, a Starbucks barista, gymnastics coach. I literally was like all over the place. Anyways, I digress. I hope you took that lesson with you. Make a list of those people, go have a conversation with them. But what happened was I went through grueling interviews to get in the medical world and literally nobody wanted to give me a job. And I was like, this is self-inflicted torture. I'm literally torturing myself. Why am I doing this to myself? All the while, did you ever feel that way in your business? That you're showing up every day and you're like, man, gosh, I thought I'd be further along by now. Gosh, why hasn't it happened for me yet? I want you to know that the resilience that you are building right now, if you are coupling that with continued personal growth every day, your time is coming, right, Michelle?
Oh my gosh, girl, you got the hair on my arm standing up. Yes.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming for you. Friends, your resilience is what's being tested right now. You got to have some resilience and some thick skin if you want to win big in this game. And I know if you're following Michelle, you want to win big. I know you do. So long and short is, got in the medical field, really, really sucked when I finally got in. I swear they only gave me a job because I wore them down and they knew I wasn't going to go away. Again, I was building my skills without even knowing it. My resilience and my persistence and my determination, it was all being developed as I was getting told no. They finally gave me a chance. And guess what? I was like, yes, I'm trained. I'm going out there. I'm going to dominate this thing. Nobody wanted to talk to me. No doctors wanted to see me. No gatekeepers would let me in. And I'm like, Kate, this is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Mm-hmm. Anybody in network marketing, you ever feel that way? It's a lot harder than you thought it was going to be? Again, the only losers in network marketing that I've ever met, the only ones that are losing are the ones that never gave themselves a chance and they quit too soon. They're the only ones that I know that have lost in network marketing. I built my career in sales, built to the top 1% of my medical companies. I'll spare you all the stories that would make you cringe, like of how it was very hard, but it was so rewarding. But what it didn't give me was freedom. I loved what I did, just like many of you may love your jobs, and I hope you do. I hope if you're a teacher, if you are in law enforcement, if you're a lawyer, I hope you love it. I just knew that there was no freedom. And so when I got pregnant with my twins and I had them, I knew that I couldn't go back. I was like, I'm going to forfeit all of it. I walked away from a significant income and walked away to stay home to wipe butts and boogers all day. And after about 2 months, I was like, okay, is there anything else? This is really isolating here. And that's when everything that I did not want anything to do with in the direct sales space, it kept coming across my path. I'm like, gosh, these people are relentless. I was also relentless back in the day, yet they were relentless. I'm like, gosh, they're still here. They're still talking about it. I tried some products. They changed my life and I caught the vision. And when Michelle says, you are so cut out for this, I promise you at that time, before I caught the vision, I promise you, I did not know, and maybe you don't know, that network marketing could be everything you never knew you always wanted. And now I know. So I've gone on to build 2 6-figure businesses while being a group fitness instructor as well. And I also have a sales coaching business specifically for direct sellers because remember, I was really bad at it before. And that's the only reason that I'm credentialed to help people get where they want to grow.
Wow. You are a rock star. I love that. I love so much how you mentioned kind of the person out there, the seeds that are being planted when it comes to someone having that belief in you, because I was a hard no for 5 years. For 5 years. And when life became different and I became desperate because I was a single mom and because I was having my wages garnished from the government because I owed so much money in my student loans and I couldn't make the payment, that seed and that person who believed in me, I reached back out to her. She was no longer in the business, but here I am today. I never, if it wasn't for that desperate, like literally, I was working 4 jobs. I was a hairstylist. I had my license. Like I was waitressing like you. I was cleaning houses. I had my own cleaning business, and I was working full time as an HR specialist. There was no hours for me to go into work unless I was willing to do after hours. And that wasn't something I was willing to do. So that belief that I borrowed, that someone said, like, I can do it. If that person invited me to take a look at this, like, I can do this. And I would have never thought that I would have been able to go and make my way up to the top 1% of my, my previous company, build a 6-figure business where I am now. And like you said, it was the skills. It was just showing up. And I heard that today on your podcast every single day, and getting better at those skills and going through personal development and doing things that you're not comfortable with. It hurts, just like that workout. It hurts so bad, right? Like those muscles you were talking today on about how it tears. And like, I love that you said that. So I have to ask you, can you remind us how long you've been in the industry, in, the space of making money online, whatever you want to call it. And for the person who's out there right now, who's on the sidelines and is like, I really could use a supplemental income, or maybe they're looking to replace their income because they want that freedom. And maybe they have a business, like they own their own cleaning business, but they're married to it, or they're a hairstylist and they're married to it. They want to be home with their kids and they have that entrepreneurial in them. But I need you to talk to that person. Like, what is your biggest piece of advice to them?
Oh my gosh. How much do I have your permission to be like real? The very first thing that popped into my head, which I'm Italian, usually it just falls out without even me thinking about it. But do I have permission to keep it real with y'all and come from a place of love and a place that I care? If you've got that little bit in you that thinks, man, I really could use a little bit of income right now. Here's the deal. You do not need to do what Michelle has done. She's built huge business in network marketing. I have also built big businesses, but Jesus, what would $500 a month? That's not hard to do in network marketing. If you are plugged into the right systems with the right people, if $500 a month would lessen some stress in your marriage, would lessen your angst around your children, if it would give you a little more just flexibility, man, flexibility to enjoy your life. If you don't have to do the whole big thing. Okay. I remember I had no idea when I got started. I don't want you to overthink this, friends. I remember when I got started and just kind of talking like about the things that I loved that I was doing, and people were noticing change in me. And I was like, I don't even know what all these numbers in the back office, I don't know what they mean. My first paycheck was like $750. I was sure they made a mistake and they were going to take it back. I didn't understand the comp plan. I didn't understand what I was getting into. I just knew I wanted to help people. So point being, and this is the from a love and keeping it real. If you've got something in you that is nudging you to say, man, I could use a little bit extra. I do have that little bit of spark in me, that little bit of creative, like, what if I could, link up with Michelle and do what she's doing? I want you to hear me clear, and I love you, but quit dicking around with your life. With doubt, with discipline or lack thereof, and fearing and valuing the opinion of other people more than you value your own. quit dicking around, man. You don't have time. And I'm not like on my deathbed or anything, but you know, when my dad got diagnosed with end-stage stomach and esophageal cancer in 2011, it was like 45 days between that and when he was gone. And he was the healthiest guy I knew. A lot of you know there's some very prominent network marketing big figures right now in some major health crisis right now. They have made a significant difference out there in the industry. You don't have time, so quit dicking around and acting like you do. That would be I would say care less about the judgment and opinion of others, because you won't be judged either way, right, Michelle? You'll be judged either way. Might as well take it to the bank.
Yes, you'll be judged either way. And one thing that I love about you is so straight to the point. Like, who gives a crap about how many people you need to sign up as a customer? Who gives a crap about how many people you need to reach? It's go add value and change lives to people. Like, go add value. Like, just go do something, you know, and the next time you open the door, like, just go add value, and like, it comes back tenfold. Be grateful. Start pulling out all the reasons when your mind goes to like how life is so hard and you hate this. Start thinking about all the positive. It's like that's what this is. Like, this is like the best journey I've ever been on, because it's a personal development journey with an income attached to it. And listen, Jen, just like you and I heard back in your days of like schooling and stuff, like my sisters are all doctors. My mom's a doctor, my dad, like, and here I was in HR because I needed to skip out of math. But I have gone through and learned so much skill set by building something from the ground up, by falling flat on my face and bawling my eyes out along the way. But like you said, quitting wasn't an option.
No.
So I always just envisioned that person that was like, that person never quit. That person is where they are, just reminding myself of that. So gosh, I couldn't give any better advice than what you just gave to that person. But let's speak to the person.
Wait, hold on a second. Okay. Think about what you just said. You just said coming at it from a, you know, having a positive attitude, working really hard, being determined, not quitting. I'm willing to bet that when you were working all of those jobs, and like there may be people listening to this that are not they're just kind of like clocking in and clocking out. But my guess is when you were, you know, cleaning houses or you were waitressing, my guess is that you did it better than the rest. My guess is that you brought an excellence to whatever it was that you were doing, even if it was scrubbing a toilet. My guess is that you were building your skills on bringing excellence to the table, bringing a good attitude, having a good work ethic, long before you were being compensated what you were probably worth. Like there's a lot of network marketers here that I bet are, you know, say somebody's working, Andy Frisella talks about this all the time. Like if you're flipping burgers at McDonald's, you be the best damn burger flipper at McDonald's. Like so that you acquire those skills of bringing excellence to whatever it is you do, even if you're changing garbage cans. It pays you later to develop the skills now.
Wow. Yes. So I love that a lot.
Well, you did it.
I know, but you are right, because like I would have, you know, high sales and people would tip me really good. And I just tried every person I waited on just to be the best, you know, just smile, bring forward, do this. And you're very right. Like, wow, it's crazy to think that. So kind of flipping more towards though the person now who's in this business and who needs to be consistent with things that are actually going to move the needle forward. Mm-hmm. They're on the sidelines. They're listening to you, Jen. They're listening to me. They're listening to, you know, inspiring podcasts, but they just, at the end of the day, this isn't for me, and they're not taking action. And that's what they're telling themselves. Like, can you tell them what they need to do to take their business right now from average to freaking savage, from now until like, let's go into 2024, your best year freaking yet, because it's possible.
Yeah. A lot can change in a short period of time, right?
Yes. A lot. Especially
It's wild. You're so right. This literally, you could be gearing up like for the greatest year of your life. The rest of this year could be the best year of your life. The first thing that came to mind when you said, what do they need to do to start dominating right now, crushing business, catapulting, their way to the top. And I know this is not going to be what you're expecting, guys. But I want you to ask yourselves if you can do this. Because if you can, promise you will set yourselves apart from the vast majority that are flocking into our space, because let's face it, gig economy's on the rise. Literally, you can make fun of network marketing all you want, just like people used to make fun of the internet. And you know what I mean? Like it or not, the internet has won. So y'all know that now. The gig economy is going to be the same way. You can listen to what Michelle's telling you now and encouraging you to do now, or you can think back down the road and be like, man, it's pretty crowded in there now. I probably could have done something really big if I had, gone with my instincts, right? When I first heard about this. Don't wait. Quit dicking around. But the one thing I would say is to consider this. You want to set yourself apart. Consider more what you may do for others than yourself. Because I see a lot going on. It's like a damn circus right now in our industry. It really is. It's somewhat comical. And in the other breath, it's kind of concerning to me because I see a lot of selfishly driven conversation, a lot of self-centered motives and marketing and strategy. And it makes me think, man, I'm concerned about this because it will taint the image that we already, the reputation we already have as a profession. But what if you're listening to this, what if we consider more what we may do for others and who like Michelle, when she shows up, she's showing up every bit for you. Most of the time, I bet you, and I'm just guessing, I'm betting she doesn't even want to, but she does it because she's considering what it may do for you more than she cares about taking a day off, her sitting back and just riding this really great income that she's developed. She's like, what can I do next? Who can I show up for next? Who can I talk to next? Who can I inspire next? What can I do to set a good example for other people? That's what she's thinking about. She's considering more what she may do for you than herself. And I think if more network marketers considered this, I feel like they would start to embrace their own inner weirdo and authenticity. Because here's the deal, guys, and write this one down. You don't need to be more than you actually are. You do need to be all that you are. Take that one home. You don't need to be anyone or anything more than you are, but you need to be all that you are. And being all that we are, and when we sit in that, we start almost falling in love with like little things about ourselves that we're like, oh, I'm kind of good at that. Like maybe somebody else would like to be good at that. Whatever those things are, I want you guys probably thinking, oh, like, but Cooper, I'm not special at anything. Michelle's so good at everything. Stop it. Stop it now. That's BS and head trash. Literally, what do you do better than most people? Or what do you do really well? Whatever those things are, you've somehow along the way talked yourself out of why they aren't significant. Those things matter. And that's what you should be giving back to people. And when I say consider more what you may do for others, that's what I mean. You're like, well, what does that have to do with network marketing? I don't know, everything. Because you cannot sell to people that don't know you. You cannot sell to people that are not watching you. You cannot close business when you're not having conversations with people. How does that happen? You think about what you may give to others, and you get out there and you do it relentlessly so that it starts making connection. People aren't coming to Facebook to buy your stuff, okay? They're not. They're coming to connect. So give them someone real to connect with. And then when they see you showing up brilliantly marketing your products, dripping in just a little bit like an eyedropper, not vomiting on people, people are going to watch you. They're going to ask you. That's what I would do. I would consider more what you may be doing for others than yourself right now.
Wow.
Is that helpful?
Oh my gosh. Yes. Holy. Can we get some fire emojis going on in the freaking comment section or what? I love, love, love that you said that. Wow. You know, Jen, people would come back and say, well, look at you, Cooper. Like, you show up so vibrant. I bet you there was a point in your life where you showed up really scared on that screen. Like, literally, like, it took everything in you. Because I'll tell you something. I used to tell myself that I was going to do a 90-day run when I went to a retreat and met a girl who was really successful. And I was like, I want her life. But what is this girl doing? Am I doing what she's doing? I'm not. I'm sitting back and telling myself that I can't do something that I am capable of doing, because that girl can't do it either. She just does it because she tells herself she can do it. So for 90 days, I told myself after that retreat, I'm going to go live. And it took me 4 years in the industry to go live. 4. This is like new. The last 18, this is all new. And for the first 16 days, I'd get in front of the screen and I'd sweat and I'd go, gosh, I'd look in the mirror and I'd walk. I wouldn't be able to do it. Couldn't do it. So if people look at that or look at you and just think it's easy for us, that is so wrong on every level. You just have to realize that the things that you're uncomfortable with doing turn into some of the like the best things in the entire life, because now I can show up and teach people how I lost weight and show up. And if it wasn't for that, who would I be speaking to? I wouldn't be able to speak to as many people as I can speak to, because online and the e-commerce is where people are hanging out. And I'd rather help everyone, or as many people as I can reach, instead of this small little group of people, because people need what you have to offer and the connection that you have to bring into their life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They need you.
So true. You know, it's funny. I used to say, when I would, you know, I used to get nervous when I would be in front of like key surgeons, like chiefs of surgery, because literally you may have 15 seconds ever in your life. And if you mess up those 15 seconds, you're like, they will never think of you again. So you had that moment to make an impression. I remember before I would go into my appointments, I would be like in the parking garage, like choking on vomit. And I just remember how many doors I got shut in my face. And, you know, when I started network marketing, you know, it was before live video. It was before live video became a thing. And people always ask me, you know, gosh, how do you seem so, I want to be like you during live video. And I'm like, well, how many live videos are you doing? And they're like, well, I did one last week, or I did one earlier this month. And I'm like, okay. So first off, before live video came out, I started realizing that I could connect with people better with my voice. And so I would pre-record videos when they're all fuzzy and granular, and then I would post them online before live video became a thing. And I remember a genius by the name of John Melton said, if you're not going on live video, like, you're crazy. Now's the time. Don't wait. And I'm like, okay. And I was same thing, sweat, and I suddenly pop up in my time off, and I'm like, what the heck was I thinking? It was just like I felt when I first started talking to those key surgeons. And then I started telling myself over time, hey, listen, everybody poops, okay? Even this mega, big wig, like chief of surgery. And it used to make me giggle. I want you guys to remember that when you're doing your live videos, most people are probably watching you from a toilet. So before you take yourself too seriously, okay? And, it's like, you really have to put things in perspective that way. But the only reason, by the way, I did live videos, hundreds of them, before I had anyone that cared what I had to say. And if those of you that are like, if there anybody that's ever felt like, somebody in your life doesn't support your business, or my husband's not on board, or my family just hates what I do, or they make fun of me, I want you to know that you can still do this by making a decision. to surround yourselves more with people like Michelle, people that are on that wavelength of, hey, we are like we're like unicorn shit here. We're dreaming big. We're going places. We don't care. You got to get around those people, because otherwise you're going to become the people that are around you, keeping you small, telling you to get back in line, telling you to sit down, people don't succeed at that thing. I literally enrolled March of 2015, ran with my hair on fire. I was ignorance on fire. Had no idea that people were making fun of me behind my back. I get to Christmas of 2015. I had made an income. I caught the vision. I'm like, oh my God, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm going to do this for my husband. This is so great. I'm helping people, blah, blah, blah. And my family basically cornered me in a crossfire, saying, we're so ashamed of you. How dare you? You're a disgrace, peddling products, ridiculous products like that to weak people. You know better than that, Jennifer. So for those of you that think you can't do this because of the people around you, you have a choice. I made a choice that night to love them. I was broken by them, but I love them. But I chose the path less traveled. And to this day, they treat it like I don't have businesses. Nobody talks to me about my business. Nobody asks me about it. And guess what? They ain't getting a ride in my free car or going on my luxury trips or, I love you, but seats taken. You know what I mean? You can do this. You just got to make a choice to get around more people like Michelle and less around the people that are telling you to sit quiet.
Wow. That's a good one, man. I don't think I ever heard that story before. That's quite, I like that one for the, and a lot of people say, the husbands that aren't on boards or the family, go come. Where's your comeback story? Where's your, you know what I mean? Like, go prove them wrong.
Go make the money. They'll quiet down.
Yeah, no kidding. You get a couple $100 and you're like, oh gosh, you know what I mean? Like, so Jen, your time is extremely valuable. What do you have? Anything else in you to pour into these people who are listening in live? You're on fire. I appreciate you so much. If you have anything else to leave on the table, awesome. If not, awesome. But here you go.
Oh God. Oh, usually the Quit Dicking Around is the name of my first book. So usually that's what I would hit home with, but we already covered that. Friends, I get it. We live in such a digital society, and, Michelle knows this more than I do because she has lots more people, following her, tuning into her stuff. And she gets that it can seem scary to put yourself out there, but you got to ask yourself, what's your alternative? What's your alternative? To kind of to skate by each day, hoping, looking forward to Friday where you're drinking it up with your buddies and you recover on Sunday and then you just get pissed that you're going back to work on Monday. The whole objective and why network marketing is so attractive to people is because it helps people dream again and feel alive again, feel hopeful again. And you just got to ask yourself, you mentioned it earlier, Michelle, you said quitting was not an option. You will win in your life and make copious amounts of money when you make a decision that your result is non-optional. And I think that people are so afraid to make that decision because they're afraid if they grow, sometimes in order to accelerate, you got to leave some people in your wake. And you're going to disappoint some people along the way. But you can love people where they're at and still chase what you feel deep down you were destined to become. And so I guess I would say if there's anything that you hear about network marketing don't take the advice from the quitters, the losers. Take the ones take the advice of those that you would maybe trade places with, because those are the people that will help you almost grow into that person that doesn't, depend on, flying through the week to get to Friday. And then they hate when their Monday rolls around. They're the people that are chasing joy, finding more aliveness in their lives. If I never made another penny in network marketing, I would do it. I would do it again and again and again, just for the aliveness of the people. Right? Isn't it funny, Michelle, when people are like, no, Facebook's so depressing. And, I want to get off social media. And I'm like, dude, you chose the people that you see in your network. You can unchoose them real quick.
Yep. My newsfeed does not look like that. My newsfeed is exciting. It's with people who turn me on, like, oh my gosh, wow. And I never would have thought that, starting with 200 friends on Facebook. I don't even have my family anymore because they were so sick of seeing the positivity and just how much I was working on myself. And I was like, you know what? And I love the quitting part, because even now where I'm at in life, I'm never going back to corporate America. I'm never going back to anyone telling me that I have to ask for permission off when I want to leave to go up north with my family to Traverse City. So I always tell myself, even on busy days or days that are maybe a little bit more stressful than usual, because days are days and it's life. Maybe I got kicked off of my live video because there was a storm and oh my gosh, it was such an awful day. I'm like, you know what? I'm so lucky that I get to go get my freaking kid at 3 o'clock from camp and be the first to ask her how her day was. And when I forgot to bring mosquito spray, I got to leave to go there today, and I'm never going to find anything. So what is the alternative for the rest of my freaking life until I'm 65? I had a child to follow her. So when she goes to Florida and goes to college or whatever she does, guess what? Because of this industry, guess who gets to go around and do it with her? Mm-hmm. That is a freaking dream.
A dream.
All right, Jen. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. You guys smash that heart button. Like, tag your upline, downline, sideline, any friend who needs this message. And be sure to follow Jen. Jen, how can they get a hold of you? You have a podcast, Facebook, Instagram. Let them know how they can get a hold of you. Drop any questions that you guys may have. And Jen, give your information out.
You're so funny because it always says Super Cooper. And when we do things online and we request, drop in our inbox, people will literally message and say, I can't find Super Cooper on Facebook. I searched her. It's actually Jen Cooper. Jen Cooper, Jen with 2 N's. The Jen Cooper on every platform. And yes, I do have a sales podcast specific for network marketers, but really it's universal. Anybody that's in sales, real estate, if you have your own business as a lawyer, your own law firm, sales is my thing. It's what I'm passionate about because I was so bad at it. I had to figure it out. And once I did, I'm like letting go through all that, not to just give away everything I learned. So yeah, it's a sales podcast called Crave the Close.
Awesome. Thank you again, Jen, so much. Bye, guys.